Hi everyone, Ohayo gozaimasu. Welcome! This channel is for Japanese learners of English. Kiyomo shadowing no lesson wo yarakimashou. Listen to today's real native conversation. Focus on the rhythm and shadow along. Practice daily to master tango, bunpao, hatsuan, and rhythm. Repeat and try again tomorrow if needed. Zehi. Channel no toroku wo onegai shimasu. Okay, are you ready? Here we go.
So, ever wondered how to politely ask someone to call you back later? It's not just about the words, it's about how you say them, right?
Oh, absolutely. It's like navigating a whole new world, especially with different levels of formality and urgency.
Exactly. Let's break down the different ways you can phrase that, from casual to super professional.
Okay, so for starters, what's the most basic way to ask for a call back?
Could you call me back later? Is pretty straightforward. It is polite, it's clear.
Yeah, that works in a lot of situations. But what if you want to be a bit more chill?
Then you might go with, could you call me back later? It's softer, less direct.
Right. And how does would you mind calling back later fit in?
That one's great for when you want to be extra polite. It's like you're asking for their consideration.
So it's a step up in formality, you think?
Yeah, definitely. It's
Yeah.
like you're subtly saying, I know you're busy, but if it's not too much trouble.
Okay, I get that. But what about when you need to be more assertive without being rude?
That is where phrases like, is it possible for you to call back later comes in. It implies a need, not just a request.
Makes sense. It's like you're checking if their schedule allows it
Yeah.
before requesting, right?
Right. And then there's the not direct option. Can you call me back later? It's simple. It is to the point.
Yeah, that's good for when you need a quick answer or when you're talking to someone you know well.
Exactly. It is more informal and assumes a certain level of familiarity.
So it's all about the nuance, isn't it? How formal you need to be depending on the context.
Absolutely. But what about when you have a specific time in mind?
Ah, yeah. It's not just later anymore, is it?
Exactly. So if you want them to call you back in, say, 10 minutes, you could ask, could you call me back in 10 minutes?
That's clear and concise. Or even, can you call me back in 10 minutes? But should you say 80 minutes later?
Well, technically, could you call me back 10 minutes later works, but it's a bit less common.
I bet it kind of sounds like you're giving instructions for some sort of time travel, almost.
It does. But what if you're not sure when exactly?
That FS is like, would you mind calling back at your convenience? Come in handy, I guess.
Right. It gives them the flexibility and you're still polite about it.
It's almost like you're saying, whenever you get a chance, no rush, but please do call me back when you can.
Yeah. It's the at your convenience part that makes all the difference.
So what about asking, shall I have him return your call? Is that a good one too?
Yes, it is. It's a great phrase to use in a professional context, especially when talking to a third party.
Ah, so like if you're taking a call for your colleague, for instance.
Right, exactly. It is a way to offer a return call without putting the burden on yourself.
And it's pretty polite too, isn't it? Showing that you're being helpful and understanding.
Absolutely. So it's not about just asking for a callback. You've got to choose the right phrase.
Yeah, and what about when you've tried calling them and you're leaving a message?
Hey, I was trying to call you. Please give me a call back at my number is pretty clear and direct, and you should use a period, not a question mark there.
Right. And it's informal for sure. Maybe a bit too informal for business, perhaps.
Yeah, in that context, you'd want to add a touch more formality, saying something like, I was trying to reach you. Could you please call me back at this number?
That sounds much more appropriate. So it really comes down to being aware of your tone and how you phrase things, right?
Absolutely. It's about making the other person feel respected while also getting your message across. It's almost like a dance, a social dance of communication.
It is, isn't it? And by getting it right, we can keep things running smoothly and professionally.
All right, we've finished today's lesson. How did you find it? 理解できない部分はありませんでしたか? Repeat and try again tomorrow if needed. Please let me know your kansa or request in the comments. ぜひ channel no toroku wo onegai shimasu. I look forward to seeing you all again soon. See you next time. Bye-bye.